Have you ever wondered why you keep trading the ICT Power of 3, but time and time again you keep losing your trades? Now, let me show you the right way to actually trade this particular model, because it is spot on and you will always keep winning your trades. It has a very high percentage of actually trading it this way. Now, when it comes to the Power of 3, we fully understand that what basically is expected is price actually first, accumulates, and then after accumulation, what we have is maybe some kind of manipulation right there, and then later we actually get to see a distribution to the downside. That is if we are looking at a bearish kind of Power of 3. So we basically expect price to do something like this. Let me try and share. So we basically expect price to stay within this range. Then next, price is actually going to do some kind of manipulation, and then later as it manipulates, it comes back, and then that is when it finally distributes to the downside. So basically this is a kind of pattern that always has to play out. And how I like this, I like to see this on the lower time frames, like maybe the 5 minute, 3 minute, the 1 minute. Other people even prefer to basically trade this on the seconds time frame. So basically what you want to see as price accumulates, I know it might be a bit hard for you to know exactly when accumulation is going to be happening, but what you need to look out for is when it's trying to manipulate. This is when you will be looking at your chart to see exactly when price is trying to manipulate. So during manipulation, you want to see a strong move to the upside. So this is usually characterized by fair value gap. You want to see price at least leave a fair value gap as it's moving to the upside, and then also as it's trying to come back into this range, or coming back to this area where it was basically trying to accumulate. You want to see it come back with some strong strong price action, which is also characterized by a fair value gap. So you want it to move out with a fair value gap, and then move back in with a fair value gap. So this is a strong or clear indication that actually this is a Power of 3 trying to play out. So then once you've seen that, then you basically just get ready to execute on this particular model or on this particular setup. So let's try and see some example for you to see exactly what I mean when I talk about the Power of 3 and exactly how you should be trading it. So let's try and see an example right here so that you guys can see. So okay, so getting back to the chart right here, we can clearly see that when I zoom out, you can see that price is actually basically it's trying to it is distributing in a bearish kind of structure. So you can clearly see that we having it is a downtrend. So then what does price end up doing? Let's try and see. Let's try and see what price does. So you can see right there, there's not so much movement around here. You can see that price is basically staying within this big candle right here. So price is trying to, accumulate right there. And then what do we end up seeing? Price basically breaks out of this with big candles that are basically trying to push to the upside. So you can see these candles are characterized by fair value gap. So you can see this particular candle right here, it left a fair value gap in between there, and price is basically trying to move to the upside. And then what does it end up doing? It comes back into this this particular, let me try and mark it out so that you guys can see exactly what I mean. So you can see this is the accumulation this is basically our accumulation zone, and then what price ends up doing, it expands to the upside, and then basically this is a manipulation, so it is characterized by this fair value gap. So once you see something like this and you see another candle coming back into the accumulation zone with a fair value gap, just the way we see right there, we know that this is a power of 3 trying to play out. Remember, trend, it is moving to the downside. We can see that it's very bearish. It's a bearish type of trend. So we've had our manipulation, we've had our accumulation right here. Then we take this as our manipulation right there. And then how we're going to enter, we're going to enter on the body of this last candle right here. So if I'm to mark out this level, so this is the body of the candle in the accumulation zone. So this is exactly where we want to enter. So we want price to actually come back to that level, and then we use this as our we shall use this as our stop loss, and then we look far back behind and see exactly when was the last low or high in that case. So in this case, it was this low right here. So we try and target that right there. So giving us a nice 1 to 2. So let's try and see how that plays out. So let's see, does price go again and tap us in? So let's try and see that, how it plays out. Yes, we are tapped into that trade, and let's watch how price plays out to be able to give us a good distribution in that case. So let's try, maybe let me even move to a higher time frame so that this can be able to play out much faster. Let's put this on a 10-minute. Let's put this on a 10-minute so that we see exactly how this plays out. So you can see right there, price goes ahead and boom, it hits our TP. So that's exactly what we want to see. So this is a classic power of 3, or the accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So this is exactly how you're going to be trading it. So we can clearly see that price, what it actually did, it basically accumulated right there. Then what it did next, it manipulated through this area, and then price later was able to actually distribute to the downside. So this is how you should be looking at it, and this keeps playing out over and over again. So all you need to do is basically go back and back test this, and as well try and actually, put those reps in, try and look at the chart, keep watching price play out, and then you'll start noticing these patterns because they keep happening over and over again. So I believe this is the perfect way you should be trading the power of 3. Trust me, you will not go wrong if you start looking at things this way. So this is it. If you found some value from this particular video, please go ahead, like the video, share it with a friend or colleague, and as well, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be catching you in the next video.